We start this time with yet another presidential announcement. This time it's New Jersey Governor Chris Christie jumping into the race from his high school gym in Livingston. Senior political reporter Scott Thuman joins us live from our Capitol Hill bureau this afternoon. Scott, they begged Christie to run against Mitt Romney the last time. Are they begging him to run again 4 years later?
Well, some people certainly are, and probably more people in New Jersey than some other states. But, Dave, look, I mean, he thought that this was going to be the right time, that it wasn't smart to run against Mitt Romney because he saw the momentum there and figured he would wait. He is, as you mentioned, though, number 14 now on the GOP side, and that can start to get a little too crowded in the swimming pool, and you forget who all is in there at times. What's interesting, though, Dave, is I was looking back at some numbers this morning, and you look at where he stood 2 years ago, according to some Real Clear Politics averages. He was number 1 among GOP contenders and likely contenders in this race. You look at him now, and in that exact same average, he's 9th. He is below Trump and above Perry. So you never really know how these are going to pan out. So he goes to the old high school gym. He makes the announcer. He doesn't use a teleprompter. He kind of reintroduces himself to the voters. And he's hitting a bit of a reset button, too, trying to rebound after the whole Bridgegate scandal, which is still a federal investigation, by the way. But what he preached, what he talked a lot about, and how he wants to stand out, is trying to fix Washington. It's not a unique theme, but he says it with a really genuine tone, if you know Chris Christie and his mantras. Here he is talking just a few moments ago.
We have a president in the Oval Office who ignores the Congress and a Congress that ignores the president. We need a government in Washington, D.C. that remembers you went there to work for us, not the other way around. I'm here today to tell you that anxiety can be swept away by strong leadership and decisiveness to lead America again.
You know, he also talked quite a bit, Dave, about when he's on the campaign trail that he's not going to be answering questions that he wants to answer. If a reporter asks a question, he plans on being very direct and blunt, even if it is unpleasant or not the answer that the general public wants to hear. So he's going to really play up the fact that he's this tough talk kind of guy. Of course, he's going up against big names that already have a lot of momentum, a lot of fundraising. Jeb Bush, for example, who's very good at stealing thunder. He did it when Rick Perry was announcing earlier this month. He's doing it again today, releasing a bunch of his personal tax and earnings history, 33 years worth. He knows that's going to take some of the headlines as well. So a lot of activity today on the landscape for 2016.
No question about that. Scott, tough talk is one thing, but Christie sometimes gets accused of being a bully, and I think everyone sort of worries that at some point there's going to be that incendiary moment out on the campaign trail when he says something that maybe he'll really regret later on.
Oh, and I think that's a safe bet. Look, Chris Christie, he prides himself on it, but you're right. There are going to be plenty of moments on this campaign trail where reporters or even just a voter who happens to be at a rally is going to try and get under his skin, knowing the reaction that they'll receive. And, of course, that'll make headlines. It'll be great fodder for YouTube and for the evening news. To some degree, that has played to his advantage over the years, as you know, Dave, because people say, well, he's not your average politician. He'll say it like it is. But whether or not that makes him palatable for a wider audience in a general election is possibly a different day's argument.
Scott Thuman live for us in our D.C. bureau this afternoon. Scott, many thanks.